Hey guys, how you doing? William here, aka Big Bastard. And obviously this isn't the video on theism and flat earth and scientific method, which I will be doing that. Fact is, I might even do it today with one other video, toy review. But I actually stumbled across something by accident today, and it got me really excited because SpaceX, and I'll explain more about this if you guys don't know this, SpaceX successfully put a satellite into the Earth's orbit. And what they were doing was they were providing satellite communications for the Arabs. Okay. Now, this is important. I want you to understand why. Because we have this flat Earth bullshit all the time of, they're like, well, just show us video, show us pictures, you know, everything you show us is doctored. And SpaceX presents to me a momentous and hopefully, and you know, flat earthers can't be accused of common sense, but as much as they try to claim that they have common sense, this is just bullshit. Because here's the story behind SpaceX. SpaceX is not affiliated with NASA. Okay? This is important you understand this. This is, if I'm not mistaken, because I have heard about this before, this is the first ever commercial rocket launch into space. And SpaceX might have done this before, I can't remember. But this one was successful. The rocket delivered its payload. They even, unlike NASA, okay, because you gotta understand, I'll give you a little background. SpaceX is, if I recall correctly, and this come up in the chat on the video that I'm going to reference, SpaceX is run by Elon Musk, who is a commercial entrepreneur who deals in scientific advancement. A very forward thinker. I don't agree with him on everything, but that's for another video. Okay, so here's the important thing. This man has no interest in wasting a bunch of money to promote a lie of the lie proposed by NASA that we live on globular Earth. Okay, because this is a charge by flat earthers. It's this huge conspiracy theory. It involves all forms of government, all space programs and that. And everybody's got an agenda to hide the truth of flat earth. But you guys got a problem now, because Elon Musk is a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He does not throw money away. The only thing he uses his money to do is to make more money. That's what entrepreneurs do. They fuel their money into things that will bring them more money. That's the point of being an entrepreneur. Okay. Now, the reason this is so important, I'm going to link the video in the description. The reason this is so important is because there was multiple camera angles from the craft, because they wanted to show what the craft was doing, you know, its separation stages and everything. And you know, I talk about wasting money. You know, Elon Musk has done something that totally amazed me, because NASA, they just throw their fucking boosters in the ocean and retrieve them. Okay, Elon Musk set up a system where he could actually land his boosters and the central rocket, which is just utterly amazing. Everything came back intact onto a landing platform. And as far as I know, that is not NASA's MO when it comes to rockets or anything they send into space. Usually it just gets chucked into the sea. The extraneous material gets, once it's used, gets chucked into the sea, and they go and retrieve it. Okay, so just for that alone, Elon Musk deserves a high amount of praise, because that's a more cost-efficient way to bring these materials in and keep them safe rather than just ditch them in the ocean. And I don't know if NASA's changed its MO on that, but you gotta remember, I grew up in the 80s, you know, with all the space shuttles and explorations and everything. When you really need to understand this. And this is kind of sad, because I think with a lot of children today, a lot of younger kids, millennials and that, there's a disconnect. Because when the Challenger disaster happened, I was in school, and the teacher had played the footage for us because we were to watch the Challenger go up live. And then everything went to hell. Okay, so I witnessed that firsthand in real life. Well, obviously it was on television, but I'm saying I was there when that disaster happened. I was a student in a classroom, and we were to watch the shuttle go up and go into space, and it ended up tragically exploding and killing everyone aboard. And I'm not going to address the conspiracy theory on that. That's already been hammered out by guys like Simon, Dan, and a bunch of others. But what I do want to address is this ridiculous... Because here's the problem. The real thing that pisses me off about flat earthers, because I understand the scientific method, is they demand unlimited proof. Their demands for proof are ridiculous, because every time you meet those demands, they set the stage a little higher, and they keep escalating it. But then when they come to present their proof, then it's okay just to half-ass everything. And that's why they get called out so often. That's why it pisses off those of us who are actually in the sciences. And I've referenced this before. I'm not a physicist, but I am a scientist. I am a scientist of sociology. I am a scientist of the brain and the mind. And I understand scientific precepts and methods and how it's used to present evidence. Now, like I said, I'll be going over evidence and proof in another video. But right now, they kept asking. They kept saying, give us a shot. Okay, they want the whole Earth in one shot. Okay, now this isn't that, but this is critical, because there are several shots of a curved Earth, and as far as I can see, no fucking fisheye, because they go to the fisheye lens has an excuse. Okay, as far as I could tell, there was no fisheye lens involved, and there was multiple shots, but the most important thing is not the shots that have been taken and what they show. It is the fact that the person who orchestrated the flight of this spacecraft has no vested interest in deceiving everyone else. You know, and I know the flat-earthers are going to come out and they're going to start pushing this angle or this agenda. It's hard to erase stupidity. But as far as I'm concerned, this is the best proof that the Earth is a globe, not only for the pictures that we're showing while the spacecraft was doing its various stages of booster separation and that, but because the person involved does not have a vested interest in throwing away money to deceive people about whether or not the Earth is a globe. And so I want you guys to really watch this, even if you're a flat-tard. I want you to really watch this video and think about what's being shown here, and think about why a businessman would make a show, waste a bunch of money, and make a show of something that allegedly is not real. Okay, so I'm going to link that in the video, and I want everybody, flat-tards and all, to watch it and make the decision. Well, I'm not sure I want the flat earthers to make the decision, because we know what happens when they make decisions. But really look hard at that and ask yourself, who's trying to prove what here? And as far as I'm concerned, this is concrete evidence, undebunkable evidence, as the flat earthers are so fond of saying, that the Earth is a globe. I want to say that this should put the issue to rest, but we all know flat-earthers, and they're not content to ever put the issue at rest, because they're making too much off of their fucking videos. They're getting a bunch of views for no good reason, and all the merchandise that they can spew out about this ridiculous concept that the Earth is flat. Watch the video, and then, you know, whatever you decide, you're going to decide anyway. But I really believe that this is the best, this video is the best evidence that the Earth is round. So, a bit of a shorter video today on this matter. Like I said, I'll be running the other one. I might even do it today. I have a little extra time today, but not much. And for now, this is Big Bastard signing out. And hope you guys join me in the next video, even if it's all three of you. Have a good one.